This is heavy. Oh. We got it on. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to actually seam seal these pads to keep everything from getting out in here. And then when we put the bolts through, we'll do the same thing. And this hole is no longer used, so I'm going to put some sealer in that. With this all sealed, and I stand it up. Everybody can do it different, but this is the way I do it. I'm trying to keep this truck completely oblivious to the elements. It's like here. This is all going to be seam sealed before the bed goes on. All of these. To keep the stuff from getting underneath there. Keep them from rotting. The goo is applied. Now we're going to stand this monster back up. Get the bolts down through. You see the plates in the bottom of the frame there. Get those plates mounted. And the only thing I'm putting sealant on those plates is on the front side. That's it. Just the front. So debris flying this way, can't get hung up in there. On a budget, I try to stay with old hardware, but I just couldn't find the size I wanted, so we're doing new stuff. Most of these bolts will go down in. I hope I didn't get the wrong size. I'm not going to be happy. This seems to be the malfunction. Not lined up. No. There we go. Now the one on the back side, that one is a little different. Those have to come up. Because this bar is that close to the hole in the back side, that one I guess will have to come up, I think. Now we'll shoot over the other side and make sure the bolts go down in. We just have to seal the front of those plates I was talking about. Come on now, you can do it. I think it's going. Great. Good. I did the original mock-up. I didn't use the bigger bolts, I used smaller ones. Apparently you're going to need some help after that. This one may not go. Apparently one hole's off a little bit. It's going. Now we have to make hangers for the exhaust. The pipes are already done. Okay, these two bolts I'm going to have to whack with a hammer because this shank, I had it figured it was drilled that close, it would be tight. Two of them will go down in, two would have to be given a whack, but that's fine. And all I have to do is a little bit of stuff in the front of these. And put them up. Make sure they fit quick. Slide right over. Put a bead on the front side here. Ease up on here. And I got seam sealer on my cleaner. Great. Stuff's hard to go up. Now I got to get a hammer. Said everybody does this stuff different. They are locked. Hardware. Ugh. Gooey stuff. Gooey stuff. Ugh, gooey stuff. Ugh. Am I going the right way? A lot of pieces have to be put together. Upper plate, inner plate, and then you have the frame strengthening plate. That we actually took two rivets out to make this whole thing happen without drilling other holes. So I had to pull all of that back together to make it right. That's why I use these big bolts. They were as big as the rivets. Yep, that's pretty solid. Now we're going to move into the stacks. Fun. Trying to hold them and not scratching is fun. But once we get them on here, then I can get my look again and see if it's actually what I want. Which it better be because this thing is painted and done. So. This is not very fun by yourself. worry about scratching them, all of that stuff. See me missing a bolt. Here's one. Where might the other one be? Oh, great. Okay. Time out. Found it. And the bolts are important because these bands, this thingamajiggy here, they're special, you need it. Now there is lock nuts for this, but I'm not using it because once I'm done with the truck here, it has to go to Tommy's, and with the stacks on, it won't fit in the barn. So, find a ratchet. This was all marked. Oh, these things are not light, just saying. Yeah, there's a little mark on them somewhere that designates where it's got to be. But I can tell you it's not high enough. I don't think. Y'all probably gonna want to have a peek at this. I know, but no. I want to be able to start it, let it run on its own power before y'all get a peek. I'm sure I'll get comments, well, why are these straps black? Well, let me tell you why. I try to break up the color a little bit, so it wouldn't all be the same chrome, 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 chrome. The tickets are going to be black too. Now I think the height is off these a little bit, and so is the angle. I'm thinking. Just a little. I know the height is off just a hair. What could I put in there? A washer? What was that? Nope. I need like a lot more. See, there's a line, these two lines right here designate where the clamp goes. And I'm looking at the bracket behind me, that's how I know the height's off. Come on, let me go up. much better. You're still gonna go one more yet. Darn it. Slide you down. Yeah, it'll work. This is like doing stacks on a Peterbilt. I mean, they gotta be there. They gotta be perfect. If they're not, what's the point of doing it? It's well up there. I hope we get close. You know, everybody paid attention to that too. That was close. Tighten the top one up. See the lamp off. Bucket up bottom. Hey, yeah, you're nice. That'll work. There. Now that should stay. Yep. Now the bottom's easy. So I don't have to hold it. Here now, that's a gas job. Why do you want to stack something? Because I do. It's just because when you build something, you build it the way you want to build it. And it doesn't matter what anybody else says. Pretty much. So, I want to stack. It's not complicated. It's just what I wanted. That's my finger. Get you lined up. Yeah, that's definitely much better. I'm going to take a sneak peek, but nobody else can see until I have everything else done and we can fire this thing again. Let's see how it works out. You saw the stacks are up. Now, you saw exhaust before, so on one of my other videos, so I didn't bother boring you with that. What I'm doing now is I have this in. I can't come over and go right in because you need one of these flexible things because the exhaust system has to give. Well, if the exhaust system has to give, how do you solid mount the pipes? So that's what these coil, doojimajiggy, bendy, whatever the heck you call the things are. So in order to use them, because I can't move the muffler front anymore, I had to put a hoop on it, which is fine with the bed on it. Unless you bend down the ground and crawl around, you're not going to see it anyways. So I bent this, so this is all perfect, ready to go. So now, what I'm thinking, which I really don't want to do, is put my hanger here and put a hole in the frame right there to keep it from moving. Is what I'm thinking on this side. And let's get the other side in and see how we're going to do that one. That's going to be harder because the other hoop is under on this side also. So I don't know where I'm going to put that hanger yet. But this is part of fabricating and planning. Trying to get the hanger situation straightened out. I got these hangers off the Amazonian site for almost free. One's gonna go here. I have to drill a hole for this one. And then, where did we put the other one? The one for the other pipe is going to go in here. And now what I have to do is I have to take these over to the workbench and form these for around the pipe. Because I'm not using any clamps. Usually my whole exhaust system is welded. It's a rarity it's not welded, but unfortunately, because that is a wearable part right there, I have to put band clamps at both ends of that so I can change it if it needs to be changed. So let's go form these up. I'm just going to take these and form them around the pipe, but that's a lot of area welded that you really don't need. So I think what I'm going to do is keep it clean looking. I'm going to cut some of this off here with the scissor and just form that little bit around. So maybe we'll form it first and then we'll cut it off. We'll see where we're at. Yeah, that works. Plenty of surface area there, plenty of surface area there. This, I'm just going to zip it off. Get the scissor out. Do this one the same way. There. Here. Here. Then I'll bolt them to the truck so they're bolted. Go in with the welder and zip them. And they're done. Then I gotta take the whole thing off, primer it, and then paint it, put it on, and button it up. And boy, am I glad to see this part done. Like that. I'll weld it down here, and I'll weld it over here. And one thing you gotta remember, basically what I gotta do is tack one side, tack the other, then come back and weld a little bit because this is rubber. Rubber burn. So you gotta realize you don't want to compromise the integrity of the rubber because the thing will fall apart. So you gotta remember that. Having a hard time to get these to sit just where I want. So we're gonna take this and see if that works. Seat clamp didn't work, these do. So I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna just tack it here really good so it's down, and tack it here in the back side once I have it out under the truck when I'm prepping to accept to paint it and all that. And I have to weld these in yet too. Then I can take it all off, finish welding it, prep it, primer it, paint it, and get this done. Can't see nothing. Hope that stays. I couldn't see anything. Blind. I hope that stays. Okay, now we got to do is, I'll do the same thing to the other one. Get them on the bench and weld them up, and then we'll get them back on. We got everything. Everything's prepped. Mounts are made. The ends are painted. Right now we're going through our clamps. Like I said, I can't use U-clamps here because if these things ever go bad, that's probably what's going to go bad. I'm going to have to change them. So I got to make sure I get the whole system apart. Just like here. This is going to be a big band clamp also. Round up all our stuff. And those are easier to do with an impact, so I'm going to get that fired up. Can't wait to fire this up again and see what it's like. When I want to get it together as soon as I can. The paint is dry, but it's not cured. So I'm going to start the truck and cure the paint. Okay, let's see if we can master putting one of these on. It's been a long time since I used one of these. I do remember they strip easy though. That's why I'm using my 3/8 drive impact gun. I know a 1/2 inch will strip these. Got to make sure this is butted up against, like so. You put these on, you got to make sure that it's, half between one and half between the other. You don't want either or, so you got to be careful with that. Why won't this come out? Come on. There. You put this thing, so you got to try to keep it straight. It's already not working. Put this thing inside here. This goes in the top. Bolt goes in here. Through that. This is where it gets a little tough. You got to get it around the corner. Like so. And you still got to make sure that pipe stays together. And it's not. There. Now why can't I get this in the middle? There we go. Then you put the other bolt through. Through there. Put this on, like so. Then you put the nuts on. And then, one more time to make sure I can still see through here. And I have a pretty big gap. I got to get rid of that gap. like so. Okay. For some reason, this thing's being knocky. I don't want to seal that gap. I don't know why. Maybe I should loosen that up a little bit. It's got to be perfect, or it don't go together. It was together. There's primer on it, folks, and that's what was making me think it wasn't. So, this goes up here. My ratchet rocket. Evenly. Gotta do them even. Hopefully they seat. Before they strip the bolts off. Made a dimple in the middle. If you can see here, not quite down in the groove yet. Almost though. Something I realized, I don't want to steer anybody in the wrong direction. Says been a long time since I used these, and I had one backwards myself. I changed it. The first one I put on backwards. Didn't even realize it. There's two sides to this. See, this is like a square, and this is the pointy. The pointy side always goes inward. When I put the first one on, I had it the other way, so it won't seat right. So that's a tidbit. Remember, the part that's shaped like the pipe always goes inward. To clean up my disaster area. Looks good to me. System's all done. Boy, I got a disaster here to clean up. Whew. But you can see the black. That's why I said in the beginning, I said, watch. I wanted to break up the color. That's why it has the black bottoms and the black clamps. So, threw a little bit more paint in those elbows. Then we're going to start the truck up. If she starts, she may not cooperate too well because I put a gas filter in her. But I did give her a lot of fuel, so let's see if she's going to cooperate. Two pumps. That was quick. Pumping fuel. Yeah. Definitely sounded weird. Oh yeah, I gotta tighten that clamp up too. I don't want to forget that. There you have it. Except for that clamp, this is done. This truck's going to be loud. I'm going to be putting baffles in there. Guaranteed. This old girl, man, doesn't matter how long she sits, she starts right up. She can sit for a long time, so I'm just going to clean up the mess. I'm going to cure the exhaust because I put some paint on it again and call it a night. Thanks for watching Wrenchy Rick's Garage. Hope you learned something today. New Year's Day. Had a pretty good day. Hit that like button down below, subscribe, help me out. Have a good one.